Tank Live. So happy you could join me today. The topic of conversation is a very important one, which is accelerating your learning and success on LinkedIn. Now, how do you accelerate? Well, basically, you compress the time frame and accelerate the learning curve. So you're learning so much more, appreciating and applying best practices. And at the same time, you're starting to kind of outpace the field because your activity level will go up as your proficiency level goes up. And in most cases, you actually got to start with activity to get proficiency because wherever you are, that's where you have to begin. So if you start where you are, and in prior Link Tanks and LinkedIn Lives, I do this every morning at around 9 o'clock. I do Link Tank with Mike Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And, I've learned so much from the feedback that it's actually helped me refine and distill the program and the message. So, you got to look at yourself as like someone throws the ball in, and after it gets kicked, the game's on. So, my role is facilitating, actuating people to get in the game smarter, faster, better together. I'm a big collaborator. I think there's power in numbers, especially with the leverage you can apply on LinkedIn. So, how do you improve your learning curve? Well, I always go to Google and I always go to YouTube whenever I have a topic or an interest, especially on LinkedIn, that I want to buy some more vowels to solve the puzzle. Well, after about an hour, if that much, I've already seen about 8 or 10 5-minute or less videos. I've probably seen the first, maybe the second page of Google, and that's an hour. You know how much knowledge you pick up in that hour? How much context, how much perspective? It's incredible, and it's free. When you get ready for a trip, why not load up on gasoline so you don't have to run out of gas on the way? Same thing. Get your knowledge up as fast as you can. Next thing to learning is sharing with others. And that's where collaboration and collaboration groups come in. And that's what me and Mike have created, which is our new Link Tank Weekly Mastermind. And if you're interested, direct message us. The link's down here at the bottom on the caption. Check it out. It's only $47 for a limited time. Mike throws in thousands and thousands of quality trainings, proven strategies that you can access. And we meet weekly for an hour, me and Mike, with the group on Wednesdays to kind of go over challenges, opportunities, and how we can work together. So it's a great opportunity. The price is going up. The value is going up at the same time. If you can, take advantage of it. Trust yourself to invest in yourself a little bit to see if knowledge share and collaboration can make a difference for you. From accelerating your success, it's almost dovetailing right in with the learning curve, right? Because as you learn the combination to the safe that can open LinkedIn riches to you, it keeps opening once you use the same combination. So it's not like winning a lottery where it's a one-off. It's actually a continuum. And the more you learn, the more you share, the more you learn. The more you work with others, the more you learn. So really put your strength and thought and time and attention into learning, because you're not going to be earning for a while. So at least you could say you're achieving something. I'm a big believer in little things done right compound over time and become huge. It's almost like a snowball going up a hill. It seems like it takes forever to get there. On the way down, you can't stop it. So, take this to heart. Ask yourself, what are you doing every day to learn? It's not how much you make, it's who you become, because that determines what you make as you go forward. So, don't put so much emphasis on the financial side. I always believe if you play the game hard, the score will take care of itself. Looking at the score, wishing the score changes is a waste of your time, and it should be placed on the field where you're actually there. From a success standpoint, how do you accelerate that? It's just more activity. LinkedIn is focused on activity, not time. If you post something 7 times in a week, it's going to take you 7 days to figure out how it did. If you post all 7 today, you'll get same day results, which then means you can make some adjustments for tomorrow's communication. And you can see how it's kind of a back and forth where eventually it gets refined, and that's your message. The key to learning is not only learning, but applying. Once it works, don't keep changing it. You might be tired of it. Most people have never seen it. There's 810 million people on LinkedIn. How many people see your message? Look, comments, likes, check it out. If you're lucky, 30, 40, 50 out of 800 million, and you think you've worn out your content after one time. I repurpose stuff all the time, and it justifies the initial time of investing in it to make it right, to get results. And the other thing is once you get results, now you can share what you've done with others and help them get results. And ultimately, you'll be considered somebody who people want to go to for more advice, for more insights, for more valued relationships. And now you've gone beyond just trading time for money or monetizing in a small way what you're doing, but actualizing in a big way, and how big your horizons can now be. So, take this and apply it. Learn as much as you can. Write down questions that really are challenging to you. Ask yourself, if you could accomplish this or solve this, how would it help you? Well, those are the things to start researching. Those are the things to start learning. And here's the other beauty of LinkedIn. It's a great way to ask other people's opinion. Now, you can post something, people will see it, people may respond to it, but you can always poll people. LinkedIn, I do a poll with every post. Why? It's one more contact. It's one more ability to solicit input and feedback. What you have to fully appreciate, which I have done over 3 years, I've been posting every day for 3 years, been doing LinkedIn Lives at least once, sometimes 2, mostly 2 now, a day. And what I found out about all of that activity is that you build consistency, reliability, accessibility, trust, confidence, top of mind awareness. It's huge. And, with a poll, it asked a direct question. Now, I found the key to polling is, if you want a lot of answers, share a very general question. Like, what's your favorite ice cream? What's your favorite day of the week? You'll get a tremendous amount of response because it doesn't take any thought. And most people don't care. Well, what are you going to do with that response? Unless you're selling ice cream, unless you're doing something that relates to a general question, excuse me, you should really focus on what would the answer be, not how many answers do you get. In my case, I always share, here's what I'm doing. Are you interested? It's so simple. It's so plain. It's so direct. It's transparent. And people either get it or they don't. The nice thing is it pre or self-qualifies, because people who aren't interested in you or anything, they're not going to respond to it as they might have done to take a poll on their ice cream to see how everybody else responded. And now when you get that response, you go through them. If I get 50 yeses in a day, well, there probably may be 3 or 4 prime target client opportunities. And I'll reach out to those 3 or 4 and say, thank you very much for supporting my poll. I see you shared an interest in whatever. If that's still something you'd like to pursue, let's have a Zoom call. 2 things you're accomplishing here. One is gratitude, recognition. Someone took some time out of their busy day to stop at your kiosk on LinkedIn, respond to something you put out there, and now you've got their interest, or they're actually kind of in some ways holding their hand up saying, hey, I see you, I like you. That's as far as it'll go unless you take it to the next step, which is, thank you very much, I like you too, let's have a call. And you always want to move from connection to call, because if someone says no, they have pre-qualified themselves out of a call, which means they're not ready, or they may never be ready. And if that's the case, that's on them. What you need to do is say next. It's a sorting business, and that's just the way it is. It's been said that some will, some won't, so what? Work with the ones who want to go to work. And that's where the learning comes in. Is eventually the phases are you learn how to teach, and then you learn how to teach how to teach. So at the beginning, you're at the early stages, which is the fun time. Everything's new, everything's exciting if you allow it to be, unless you let fear and self-consciousness and a zillion other things that will prevent you from getting out of your own way. Is take the high road, take the fast road, take the road with people already on it, and hitch a ride. There's nothing wrong with combining. I'd rather have a small piece of a huge pie than a huge piece of a nothing pie. And that's the choices you make. And hopefully I'm bringing this to people's consciousness and awareness, because I spent 3 years here. What I did in 3 years, you could do in 3 months. Because if I was to do it all over again, I know how I would have done it, but you don't know that until you do it, or you follow someone who can show you how they did it, show you what they got from it, and show you what they learned and are now, integrating into a better plan. It's all plan, do, review. Tomorrow's always going to be better than today if I work on today, because it just opens the road for you. Too many people project some wild notion 2 years out. Take it day by day, because it is day by day. But what I will say is have a goal, have a plan, have a destination before you embark on it. And at that point, there's a saying, you can't manage what you can't measure. So people, put things in ways that you can say, here's where my progress is. Most people have no plan because they're afraid to have a plan, because they know it probably won't work, and they're better off letting their memory kind of guide them as to justification than something concrete. But whatever it is, that's where you start. If you can only do one, then do one. If you can do more, do more. But do it at a comfortable pace where it's not, all or nothing for a week and it doesn't work. No, it takes longer because it's more concrete. It's more solid. It's too big to get your arms around that quick. And that's where niching, specialization, learning things from others. I mean, if you get 1 or 2 takeaways from a 20-minute worth of video, that's huge. Build your race car with everybody else's best pieces, and then personalize it and brand it, and you'll be on your way. So anyways, look forward to more of these link tanks. As you can see, there's that opportunity on the bottom there. If you want to take advantage of it, please do. We're growing. The group, you get 2 experts, me and Mike, for an hour a week to personalize any questions and opportunities you might have, for less than $12 a week, $47 a month, and access to a huge library. I wish I had that. It would have gave me back 2 years of activity towards something I would have already been mature about, than a 3-year expedition, which has been fun and exciting and interesting. But, time is one thing we have only so much of. When I ask people, are you interested in doing something? They say, I don't have enough time. I say, how much time don't you have? We all have the same. It's how you use it. And that's where learning is so important on LinkedIn. And to close this Link Tank Live. Just, challenge yourself to do something different today. Take 30 minutes and go to YouTube and type in something about LinkedIn that's a mystery and see how easy it is to learn and to change what you're doing based on solid information that you're confident in versus puzzled by, and just keep making those improvements along the way in everything you do, because everything on LinkedIn is searchable. Someone's thought of something about it, someone's written, someone's made a video. Take advantage of it. They're doing it for you, but they're doing it for them and for you. So anyways, with that said, thank you again. Share the video, watch it later. It'll be posted on my LinkedIn activity. And if there's anything I can do for you, feel free. You can go to doncohenconsulting.com. I've got 20% off right now of all my major services. They're incredible. And with that said, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again next Tuesday.